Lawyer Miguna Miguna is telling us that we should be prepared, we should stay vigilant because Ruto and his people are planning to rig the 2027 presidential elections. Miguna is alleging that this is something that they are planning and that it is something that it is going to happen. So Miguna is telling us that this is something that Kenyans should not allow to happen. So Miguna, since yesterday, has been posting something to do with the 207 elections. And remember what happened in this country in 2007. This is something for sure that as a country, as Kenyans, this is something that we really hope that it should never ever happen again in this country. 2007 was a bad year. We lost our relatives, we lost our friends, we lost our neighbors. Yani, it was something that we are praying day and night that we should not at any moment think of having what happened in this country in 2007 to happen again, because I personally think that we are not ready. We are still healing. It is almost 18 years ago, but Kenyans feel like we have not yet healed from what we witnessed in this country, the blood that was shed. This is something that I don't think we are ready to go through that phase again. So this is what Miguna has shared on his X platform. Since yesterday, he has been talking about the 207 and the people. He has even listed people who planned the chaos that we witnessed in 207 and all that. So this is what Miguna has shared on his X platform, that Mwai Kibaki and his Mount Kenya Mafia planned and rigged the 2007 presidential election. Kibaki's thugs like Muthaura, Gishangi, Murage, Uhuru Kenyatta, Michuki Karume, Maina Njenga and others planned the violence which they unleashed on ODM supporters after Kibaki had rigged the 2007 presidential election. ODM leaders and supporters spontaneously responded to the election rigging and Kibaki swearing himself in a state house at night on December 30th, 2007. The thousands of ODM supporters were maimed and murdered after Kibaki rigged the presidential election and unleashed the security forces and Mungiki on them. The PNU supporters who were maimed and murdered by ODM supporters were victims of reprisals. Their unfortunate injuries and deaths were not planned. The overwhelming majority of civilians murdered and maimed were deliberately brutalized by Kibaki's security forces and Mungiki. They can try to twist and distort what transpired, but some of us will not allow them. Unfortunately, tyrant Ruto is scheming to do what Kibaki and company did in 2007. Freedom fighters must not allow him. So this is what Miguna is saying. Is alleging that another plan to rig the 2027 election is underway and that Kenyans must not allow that to happen. I am so shocked by this. I am so disturbed by this because if you are in this country in 2007, this is something that you might not want it to happen. We know that politicians care about their interest, and we know that politics is about interest. But this time around, for politicians, no, don't ban this country all for the sake of you being the leader of this country. For politicians, this time round, I think that Kenyans are not so ready for it. Because we've come far as a country, we've tried to heal. Up to today, kuna watu ambao bado waliwachwa, wengine waliwachwa bila macho, wengine mkono, wengine mguu. And this is something that it always reminds us that we should, politics should not come in and bring violence to us. It cannot be that we are so okay, we are so fine, but election is something that brings chaos in our country. This is something that we should not allow to happen as a country. Election should come and go. Election is just that moment to have Kenyans exercise their rights in voting in their leaders. It should be something that simple as that. It should not be something that bring chaos and violence to Kenyans. No, election should not mean something like that. You do your job as a politician. You are elected. Do your job. Do the right way. If you do the right thing, Kenyans will give you another chance to lead them. But I think the era of using violence, the eras of using chaos, the eras of forcing things, I think that we are not ready as a country. We are still healing because the violence that was in this country in 2007, this is something that will take us long period of time to forget about it. I think that this is something unforgettable. It's just that we are trying as a country to heal those who are closely affected. These people, if you ask them about the 2007, they will tell you they are not ready to speak about it. And you see, Miguna Miguna starting to mention something like that. I think that for politicians, they should give us a break. This country is not about politicians. You are few. This is a country of 50 plus million Kenyans. 50 plus million Kenyans. So it cannot be a minority be distorting peace in this country. It cannot be politicians be the one to destroy this country. They cannot be the one stealing because they are looting public resources, and at the same time be the one to unleashing violence on us. Right now, yes, we know we are entering into an election campaign period. Yes, I know people are now taking sides. I am team A, team B, team B. That is good. That is your constitutional right. You have a right to support whomever you want to support. That is your right. But having planning violence in this country is something that the politicians must understand, that Kenyans are not going to allow that to happen. Because even in the past, the people who suffered most were the voters. You people ran away from this country. You took your relatives out of this country until everything was settled. Then you start coming moja back in this country. So as a country, as Kenyans, we've been trying to rebuild this country. That's why as we speak right now, Kenyans hate tribal politics, because this is something that fueled what we witnessed in this country in 2007. And so as a Kenyan who love this country, politicians, give us a break. Give us a break. We want the 2007 elections to come and go in peace. We'll have time. We've given you time since 2022 to do your job. It is now 4 years, 3 years elapsing. We've given you all these years, 5 years of you as a politician. We elected you to do your job. And that is what we're expecting you to do. Then in 2007, give us a humble time to vote the people whom we believe that they deserve another chance. If you deserve another chance, Kenyans will vote for you. If not, Kenyans will vote you out. And if Kenyans vote you out, take it. Just accept the results and move on. It cannot be that we lose our lives because of politics. No, I don't think that is right. I don't think that we are ready to lose this country because of politics. Something that comes once after every 5 years. No, this is something that should not be allowed. So I hope that these allegations by Miguna Miguna is not true. This is what I'm praying for, that it is not true, and that something of that sort is not being planned, and that these politicians will accept results. We know in the past politicians were so used to rejecting results and all that, but I just hope that the IEBC, as an independent body mandated to conduct elections, will not play games with us. They should give us the real results. If person X is voted, announce that person X as the winner, not person Y. IEBC mko na mchango mkubwa sana kuhakikisha kwamba nchi yetu inaendelea mbele kwa amani, because politics also is something that is so emotional, and people it distorts people when people believe that person X won an election but you go ahead and announce person Y as the winner. So IEBC, kazi kwenu, ensure that Kenya is safe, ensure that Kenya is not going down because of your own actions. Give us free, fair, and credible elections. Those who will be voted in back, well and good. Those who will be voted out, there will be another chance in the next 5 years. Give the person who is elected a chance to do what is planning to do for his people, then we'll try again. Let's make an election as just a moment to people exercise their rights as voters, and then it should end there. It should end there. I don't think that we are so ready to lose a country because of an election, because we are already in a very tough moment. We are struggling as a country. So I don't think that election, as a country, I don't think that election is something that should make us lose this beautiful country of ours. So I'm hoping that what Miguna is alleging is not true, and that we are not going to witness this again, because the scars of 2007 is not yet healed. We are just trying to slowly to heal. But for those people who were closely affected, if you remind them about the 2007, it is just another, it is like I'm reminding them about the painful period they went through. And that is something that we are rejecting as a nation. This country must move forward, whether you are elected or not. Allow people to exercise their rights and move forward. You'll try again in the next election. So that is it from me for now, and thanks for watching. This is a Sophia Live.